Throughout my youth, I traveled with my mother a lot, who was a jeweler. She is an antique and an estate jewelry. I traveled around with her, and when I was 18 years old, I worked in Geneva at Christie's, an auction house, in what department of jewelry. What did I do there? I was evaluating, I was estimating, I was looking at diamonds and gold and jewelry and things that had once belonged probably to royalty. And you know what's so interesting about all these precious stones, about gold, is that it's just a rock. But it's a rock with tremendous value. It's a rock that looks like a rock, and you have to polish it and refine it and cut it. And if a person understands the intrinsic, wow, this is worth a lot of money inside there, they take out all the external factors and they polish it and they get to the core of what it is, they have something that's very, very valuable and very expensive. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and he says to us, I want you to make me a dwelling place, that I can dwell amongst you. I want to be with you. I want my presence. I want it to be a place where you can come close to me. And more than that, the commentaries say, I want it to be inside of you. Now this Mishkan, this tabernacle, this dwelling place that he describes, that is described to us, what is it? It's full of description of things inside of it that have to do with gold. This precious material, that's a rock. But when you know its value and you work on it and you polish it, you have something that is so expensive. Throughout ages, gold has been so expensive. And the Kohen HaGadol, the man who is in charge of the holiest mission on the holiest day, he's adorned in precious stones. The same idea as these rocks, that if you know that they have a value inside, you take this rock, you polish it, and you cut it, and you have something that is worth a lot. Each one inside of us has our neshama, our soul, and it is it's priceless, really. But the problem is we don't understand how much beauty we have. We don't even know what we have. We just sometimes look at ourselves and we feel like a rock. Comes the Biali Rebbe and he teaches us something, this beautiful book in the Merit of the Righteous Woman, and he brings in two court cases that were in the Gemara. One is that it describes a situation where somebody had a home and there was a treasure buried underneath. They sold it. The new owners find the treasure and the old owners say, wait a minute. They take them to court and they say, we sold you a home, we didn't sell you the treasure. And it was ruled in favor of the new owners that they should get to keep the treasure. Compares it to another court case where somebody had a home with what they thought was a tin roof. They sold the home. They find out, wow, it's actually a silver roof. They take the new owners to court saying, wait a minute, we sold you a home with a tin roof. We didn't mean to sell you silver. And the court rules in favor of the new owners. Why? Because in both these circumstances, it comes to show you that if a person does not know the value of what they have, you don't own it. Kadosh Baruch Hu comes to tell us, and he says, I want you to make me a mishkan. I want you to make me a tabernacle. I want to dwell amongst you. But you must know that you have to see that by using all these materials that are so valuable, but you have to get to it, that I'm giving you a symbol to show you that you inside of you are so valuable. It's priceless, actually. It's precious. But you have to know your value in order to understand that. You have to know what you're worth in order to be valuable. And we see that this week coincides with Parshat Zachot, which is we're remembering Amalek. Now, what is Amalek? A matria of Amalek is Safek, which is doubt. There is nothing that can bring us down more than when we doubt our own worth, when we doubt that beautiful, valuable connection that we have with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, when we doubt ourselves, when we are just basing everything, our happiness, our sense of everything, well-being, just based on outside external factors. When we do that, when we allow the doubt to enter, it ruins us. So in this week, B'ezrat Hashem, we have to focus in inside of ourselves and understand the true beauty of what there is. And sometimes, yes, it feels like I'm just a rock, I'm just a stone. And we work on ourselves, we polish ourselves, we cut ourselves in a good way, right? We refine ourselves and we see we are this beautiful, gorgeous, valuable gem. Shabbat.